This is Rock and Roll English. Real people, real English. Here's your host, Martin Johnston.
Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Rock and Roll English, episode number... Yes, did not look at the episode number before this. I'm going to guess 300 and... Yeah, I actually can't remember. I think 360 something we're on. Anyway, in today's episode, I speak to my brother. Yes, my actual brother, Retro Rob. He has been on the pod a few times. We recorded this quite late at night, late for me these days. So it's kind of like a late night talk, really, like late night radio kind of vibe. So yeah, I hope you're listening to this maybe just as you're winding down, getting ready for bed. Okay. One more thing, if you haven't already, make sure you join my email list, okay? I've kind of got back into sending emails again. I think in my old age, enjoying writing, okay? So if you haven't already, join my email list. In the podcast you're listening to as well, I will even give you my Rock and Roll English Vocab Bible, totally for free. 50 phrases used from the podcast, my favourite ones. Some exercises to do with that vocabulary, and you will receive my R&R emails as well if you want. If not, don't worry about it. Anyway, here is that late night conversation. Happy listening. Retro Rob, how are you today?
Good. How are you?
Always fantastic. You don't really do your Retro Rob stuff anymore, do you? Gone off that?
Let's just say I had a little run-in with the tax man and it forced me to foreclose Retro Rob.
Retro Rob sounds a lot better than Cycling Rob, because you're back on cycling now, aren't you?
Very big on cycling.
I've noticed, actually, you do go through phases, don't you? I remember you used to really like golf, and then you really liked running, and then you really liked buying and selling things, and now you're back to cycling.
Yeah. Is your name Sarah? Because she also complains about this.
So that's Retro Rob's wife. Oh, really? So I'm not the only one that's noticed it.
No, she says I'm either all in or all out.
I think that's a very good way of describing it, actually. You go through these phases, don't you? Kind of like a teenager that likes this 1 minute and then likes something else the next.
Yeah, possibly. But I think I found something that is actually a bit more of a sticker than the last lot.
We will see. So anyway, your cycling thing, we are going to touch upon quite a lot. So we're talking about if you are risk averse, okay? Which basically means, do you like risk? Because I remember before, years ago, when you had a different cycling phase, because I think we have been here before, not to this extreme of cycling, but we have been through a cycling phase before, I think.
The only cycling phase was when I couldn't afford 2 cars and I had no other choice to get to work.
And I'm sure this is kind of what gave me the idea of this podcast, because I thought, what can we talk about? And I'm sure you had, so I want to know if you still wear these reflective clips on your legs when cycling. So if people don't know what they are, so if like the light shines, but you'll be able to see them, and you used to wear these reflective clips on your legs. Is that true?
So that is true, but I used to wear them with my work trousers. Back in the time, this was like 20 years ago, when dressing for work, you wouldn't wear slim leg trousers. You'd wear wide leg trousers, probably bootleg jeans. Like, we're talking like the fashion was completely different. So it was
sort
either
of like John Travolta flares from Saturday Night Fever.
It was either a choice of those or tuck your trousers into your socks so they didn't get stuck in the chain. That was when Sarah, we had 1 car, we lived in Chelmer Village, and I had to cycle to work every day. It wasn't a phase, it was just a method of getting to work. And one day, someone threw a milkshake at me.
What, because you were wearing reflective clips?
Just because I probably looked like a bellend, just like going on my bike.
I would have thrown a milkshake at you. Did it hit you?
Big time. It was a right old mess.
But you don't wear them anymore then?
No, and I also had an air horn so I could bib at cars.
So like a really loud one then?
It was an air horn, so it was like 200 decibels. It like if you fit
right. And so I'm not familiar with decibels and how loud that is.
It was loud enough that you could hear it in a car.
Is it like the things? I mean,
my kids an air horn.
Yeah, well, my kids have got one of them, like a clown one.
No, louder. It was louder.
like Krusty the Clown from The Simpsons.
You know, like when you see these YouTube things of people running up behind people and squeezing this horn,
Right.
and the person in front like shits themselves, jumps up.
And you got that for the cars.
Yeah, because I got wound up because I cycle to work every time. The amount of cars that cut me up, I got this to then stick my finger back up at the cars.
Right, I am going to stop. I'm going to ask you to stop banging on the table with your hand. Okay, I'm sure that's not doing good things for the audio. So yeah, you were cycling to work then, wearing reflective clips, and you had a horn to beep at people.
That just goes to show I had no indication that I really wanted to be a cyclist. It was more of a means of travel.
Well,
and I also had a reflective backpack, if you really want to know.
Reflective backpack as well.
Yes.
Oh, God. Good Lord in heaven.
Yeah,
You must have been the biggest loser of a cyclist that has ever walked the planet.
To be fair, if I saw myself now, it would be quite disrespectful.
I mean, was that really necessary to have a reflective backpack? Could you not have just... So you told me the reason for your clips, because you had basically baggy trousers, let's say.
Yeah.
So that... And the horn, you're saying because you needed to... like beep
give
at
it
cars,
back to the drivers.
Give some back. Not sure if that's totally necessary, but okay. Talk me through the logic behind a reflective backpack.
Just so I guess I was trying to be seen. It was pretty strong, to be fair. It was like you remember the Umbro backpacks that you used to have? It was like that, but work, for some reason, were giving out reflective bags. I thought...
it was free?
Yeah, it was free.
Right, that makes it...
Didn't pay for it.
Okay, that makes it slightly better. But you still wore it.
Yeah, it was a high-vis one, like proper. Like it wasn't even just reflective; it was like bright yellow with stripes.
High-vis, by the way, is like highly visible, and so a high-vis jacket is the classic, builder wearing a builder's hat with a high-vis jacket. Mm-hmm. That was like Retro Rob's backpack when cycling.
Unfortunately, yes.
So one of the questions is, do you use lights for your bike now?
If I see someone without lights, I would rather just drive my car into them on purpose because I think they're a complete cock.
This is what I think is the problem with today's world. People get so angry with cyclists. Like the anger, is it necessary to be that angry over a pair of lights?
Yes, because you're putting everyone at risk. Because I don't want to be the person that could potentially hit the person because I can't see them. And then I've got to live with the fact that I've killed someone just because the knob didn't have lights on his bike.
So you've used the word cock and knob. So
because I think it is the most. It's also the same with electric scooters now. That you are a vehicle. You are travelling on a road, so you should be visible.
So I rode my bike for years in Italy, at all times of the day and night. Never had any lights, and it was never a problem. No one ever said anything to me. Came to the UK, and I went literally 2 minutes down the road, and I got like 5 people abusing me for not having lights. So I now do have lights. However, sometimes my battery will run out. So you're going to abuse me because my battery's run out?
Do you have a front one? Have a back one? You got
front
one?
And back, yeah.
Yeah, but you're pretty daft anyway, but usually there's an indicator to say your batteries are low. Or you think, I haven't charged these for 2 weeks, maybe they need charging.
I haven't got an indicator on my cheap ones that I got off Amazon for £10. As for the 2 week thing, yeah, my tactic is wait till they stop working and then charge them again.
Yeah, well, that's the difference. I would be thinking, I haven't charged these for 2 weeks, maybe I should charge them.
Yeah.
I even put my lights on to come over here, and that's literally 30 seconds.
No, I do as well now. Yeah, I think
like pretty much. And all this also really winds me up. And when I was cycling to school, we all did it. I left the house with my helmet on. I got round the corner and I'd take my helmet off and I'd hang it on my handlebars and cycle to school with my bike on my handlebars. And now when I see people doing that really does annoy me as well.
Did you wear your helmet to cycle here?
Yes.
So Retro Rob lives about, well, I suppose if you went, obviously you have to go the roadway. We're talking
about
less
500 metres.
Yeah. And you wear a helmet to cycle 500 meters.
You never know what's going to happen.
So we used to cycle to school. I don't remember wearing a helmet to cycle to school.
I think I was told to wear a helmet, but I'm pretty sure I took it off.
I don't remember doing that. And again, for years in Italy, so I lived in Italy nearly 12 years. I never ever used a helmet, not once. However, here I do. However, I have stopped wearing it again because I've got back into having showers in the morning, because when the kids were younger, that wasn't possible. And I have wet hair and it's freezing cold at the moment. So I like to wear a hat instead of a helmet to keep my hair.
You can
keep
get
me
an
warm.
under helmet.
I have got one of them. But there's just too many things. I get to work, I've got to take off too many things. And in the summer months, I do wear a helmet, literally now, just to keep my hair under control, because otherwise I get to work and my hair is a nightmare. So I do wear one, because you can't wear a hat in the summer. Everyone think you're weird. However, you can wear a helmet and people don't think you're weird. So I do wear it occasionally now. I certainly wouldn't put a helmet on to cycle to your house. So what about wet gear? So like your waterproofs, because we're talking about being risk averse here. So like,
well, that's sort of gone now. So in the old days, I have waterproofs because I cycled every day as a mean of transport. Now, if you cycle every day in the UK, you will get wet, and so having waterproofs is quite useful. I now selectively ride a bike, so I don't really go out in the rain.
Right. Okay. See, going back to what we just said, I do use it for means of transport. So I do have my waterproofs now.
So do you have clips with that? Because I imagine it flaps around a bit.
Do not have clips. I am way too cool to have clips. I've
seen your overtrainers waterproof shoes. You are not too cool to wear clips.
Those are cool as anything.
They are not.
I often do forget to put those on. I've only actually worn those a few times. But my trousers, I've decided I'm going to wear them all the time in the winter, because if I don't put them on, I guarantee it will rain. And it also keeps me warm. So always putting those ones on now. Okay, moving away from cyclist ones. Okay. Next up will be this. So you're getting off a train and you need to press the button to open the doors. Okay. How many times do you press that button?
Depends how bored I am. If I'm really bored, I might press it 3 or 4 times, even though I know it's not going to do anything, just for the fun of it. But usually, once.
I press that about 100 times because I'm so worried I'm not going to get off the train. And nothing annoys me more than if someone's like in front of me and they don't press the button, and I think, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah, no, I will press it once, maybe twice.
Right. Okay. So here's another one. Do you run the keys, wallet, phone test when you go out?
Yeah, left pocket, right pocket, back pocket.
Oh, okay. I didn't.
But I never have my keys in my phone because it will scratch my phone. So
Yeah.
keys are always with the wallet.
Again, being risk averse there.
It's not being risk averse. I just don't want my phone to scratch it up.
Yeah. No, to be fair, I do that. That's a good thing. However, I feel like the wallet test has gone out of fashion because I don't really need a wallet that much anymore.
No, I tend to agree. Apple Pay has been revolutionary.
Exactly. Well, I think it's been a bad thing, really. I actually recently went, I would say, 4 months without knowing where my wallet was. It turns out it was in the car. Found it after 4 months, but I lived 4 months without a wallet.
Doesn't surprise me.
So you don't actually need it. However, like you said, back pocket wallet standard. Yeah, please tell me you put your wallet in your back pocket.
No, left pocket.
Left pocket. What's in the back pocket then?
Just sort of general, like pat down before you go. I just generally.
So sorry, let's talk about this. Phone and keys and wallet. That's 3 things for 2 pockets.
Yeah, I don't really have anything in the back pocket.
Oh God, wallet for me, back pocket.
I can't
all day long.
No, because then it hurts my butt when I sit down.
That's why you need a money clip. Okay, so that's what I've got, money clip, so it doesn't hurt my bum when I sit down. That's in the back pocket. Wallet and phone. Sorry, keys and phone front pockets can go either way, left or right. Doesn't matter. Okay, what about this? Would you eat food past the sell-by date?
I just did today.
What did you eat?
Steak.
A steak?
Yeah.
Risky. See, have you ever had proper food poisoning?
Yeah.
proper food poisoning.
Yeah.
See, after I had that, I would never.
It was 2 days out of the day. It was fine.
2 days.
We had some beef mince the other day, which was like 4 days. Didn't feel too good after that. I mean, yeah, no, that was some chicken thighs. That was a bit. Yeah, I mean, if it don't smell, it's all right.
You see, I have difficulty knowing what the good and the bad smell is, though.
Well, you can't tell the colour of it either, can you? So you couldn't tell if it's gone off.
Due to my colour blindness, not sure if that's a word. Yeah, so I stick very closely to sell-by dates.
Well, like Ivy made some. So this is a good example. So Ivy was doing pizza at school today.
Ivy, Retro Rob's daughter.
She needed strong white flour and yeast. I mean, we made pizzas like 2 years ago. The flour was a year out of date. The yeast was 2 years out of date. I said, that stuff don't go out of date.
So actually, there's something to talk about there. So you made pizza how long ago?
Like a good 2 years ago.
Didn't you buy some really expensive pizza oven as well?
That's been firmly in the shed. That hasn't come out for a while.
Right.
To be fair, that only stopped when Sarah became a celiac.
Right. Okay.
Because then it got awkward because of the mix of flour and how do I do like some with flour and some without flour.
I thought that was just another example of you going, you're all in or all out.
I didn't. That was a Father's Day present.
Oh, right. Okay. And as well, you used to make bread? You went through a phase of you wanted to be a baker. Is that another phase?
Didn't want to be a baker. I was trying to justify my love for bread.
Right.
Because I could eat bread for like days. So I thought, well, shop bought bread is bad, so I'll make my own bread.
Mm-hmm.
So it's probably in today's time of extra ingredients and all that rubbish, that makes sense. So making your own bread was really good. It's difficult doing it if you don't get home by 4 o'clock.
Ahead of the game then, aren't you, with all of these real bread things these days?
It was 3 ingredients: water, flour, yeast.
There we go. Ahead of the game. But you don't do that anymore then?
No, I would do. It's just time.
Yeah, but so you don't. You would do means you don't.
Well, I used to get home at 4 o'clock. I now get home at 6 o'clock. That's 2 hours of proving gone.
Got you. This one. Do you own a pair of safety goggles?
Well, I work in construction, so yes, I do have a pair in the car, but they're not like.
But at home that you for like personal use.
No.
Right. Okay.
No, that's far too much. No, I have some sites I go on to. I have to wear. They're not safety goggles. I have to wear glasses.
Right. I mean that's fair enough. Okay. What about when you go to bed at night? How many times you check the door, like to see it's locked?
Once, because I lock it and then go upstairs.
Right. But you always make sure that's locked. Could you go to bed? See, there's nothing. In fact, I've done this loads of times. You get into bed and think, "Oh fuck, I haven't locked the door."
No, because I wouldn't have gone upstairs if I hadn't locked the door.
Well, you think more than I do.
So I have to get the cat in, which you don't have to do. So then I've got to lock up after the cat because he just wanders in when he wants. Then I go upstairs.
Right. Okay. Yeah. No. I forget lots of things. In fact, just before recording this podcast, I spent about 20 minutes looking for my phone. That happens to me about 10 times a day as well. So that happens to me all the time. Get into bed and think, or even worse, get into bed and think, I haven't put the rubbish out. And then I find myself at like 11:30 at night putting the rubbish out.
No, the only thing I've sometimes get wound up with is I'll leave, like we've cooked some dinner and it's been left on the side to cool down, and I'm like, I'll get into bed, I'm like, I've left that lasagna on the side.
Notice how Rich Rob says that lasagna, because it's got that ang in English. But yeah, no, I've done that a few times as well. Absolute killer. What about this one? Phone case. Have you got a proper phone case? Let's have a look there.
Yeah, the Mouse, Mouse.
Is that a famous one?
It's the one with the advert when they buy a new iPhone, stick it on, and then drop it off a building, and the phone's still fine.
Oh, really? Okay.
I don't really want to try it, but I have dropped it several times, and it's still fine.
Yeah, see, I learned the hard way. I always thought phone cases, you were a bit of a loser, kind of like wearing clips on your trousers. That was for me. But then when the phone breaks and you have to buy a new one, it stings very, very strongly. So I decided I need to get a phone case and screen.
Yeah.
And since then, it's been fine. So, yeah, phone cases definitely worth the money.
Yeah, unnecessary evil.
But they do look rubbish with them.
No, 100%. They are the absolute. They are disgusting.
They do look so much better without them. So much more rock and roll.
Yeah.
If I were a real rock and roll star and had loads of money, I probably wouldn't bother. But unfortunately, that's not the case. What about this one? Do you carry plastic bags just in case? Just in case you're going to need it.
Like, am I going out on my own or am I going out with the kids? Or like when the kids were a baby, most definitely there was a carrier bag or a nappy bag in my possession. Nowadays, I mean, I don't even take a tissue out with me, so no, I do not take a carrier bag with me, just in case. I do take one at lunch if I'm walking to Tesco's, just because it winds me up paying 40p for a new one.
It's 40p now?
I think a bag for life might be 40p.
Bag for life?
It's not a bag for life, it's a bag for lunch.
Yeah, it's strange, isn't it, how just that small amount of money really it hurts, doesn't it?
It's just annoying. So I've got some at work. So if I know I'm going, I will put a bag in my pocket.
Yeah, no, I agree, because at times you find yourself in Tesco's or somewhere, and then you think, "Fuck, I haven't got a bag."
Yeah, once I tried to get out of Tesco's with too much, and I dropped a yogurt in the middle of the floor. The guy felt bad for me and let me get another one.
Oh, for free?
Yeah,
40p saved, but a yogurt lost. Okay, so we are going to stop the conversation there and continue in the R&R family membership area. Now, quick look at that vocabulary before we go. So my brother Retro Rob said he had a bit of a run-in with the tax man. So if you have a run-in, you have an unpleasant situation, let's say. He also described himself being all in or all out with his hobbies, let's say. I think that was pretty clear, but just a nice one to bring to your attention. He also said he could bib at cars. So bib, and I then used beep, I think. That's what we use, like your horn of a car or a bike, like you can beep your horn. And then he spoke about getting wound up by people with no lies. So wound up means if you get wound up, it means you get angry. The present of the verb is to wind someone up. Then we spoke about high-vis jackets, so highly visible jackets, remember. He also described me as pretty daft, so daft meaning quite stupid. And I described him as ahead of the game when it comes to bread making, because now in the UK everyone's a bit crazy for like bread with not many ingredients, not ultra processed, and I must admit I am one of those people. And I said he was ahead of the game, so he started doing it before anyone else did. So that's it today. I will see you very soon, but in the meantime, just keep on rocking, baby.
Thanks so much for listening to Rock and Roll English. For more great content and to stay up to date, visit rockandrollenglish.com and facebook.com/rockandrollenglish. We'll catch you next time.